I think we're probably a little bit under the radar screen right now just because we didn't have a great regional meet, but I think our ladies have accepted the challenge. I think they've grown more in the past 10 days since we returned from regionals. I think they're just excited, and, you know, I think they'll rise to the occasion.
And as for Sarah Patterson, she's actually on Alabama's injured list. Believe it or not, right after championships are over. Coach is scheduled to have reconstructive neck surgery. Doctors will fuse 3 vertebrae together and insert new discs with the hope of curing a degenerative condition that got so bad Sarah really couldn't even move her head. Alexis Brion, junior from Virginia Beach, on the vault for the Tide.
Beautiful pike front half, a vault that we saw a lot 2 years ago. But with the new vault change, we see the Yurchenkos. Takes a lot of power and a lot of strength to do a vault like that on the new horse.
Alexis, a 9.875, finally healthy after struggling with injuries her first 2 seasons. As we move over to UCLA, and Jamie Dantzscher on floor, one of UCLA's fan favorites on this event.
She's a beautiful performer. This is her trademark right here.
What do we call it? The wiggle worm? The Jamie Jiggle. I think that's what we called it last year. Jamie won floor as well as the all-around competition at the O2 Nationals, but she's been a bit limited this year because of an ankle injury. She was actually only slotted to do bars, but has competed on floor a handful of times.
We can see both ankles are taped, and her tumbling is very solid, but watered down for Jamie as she goes into her last tumbling pass. Punch front full, front pike.
We told you of how Yvonne Tusek really worked on her smiling and presentation. That is something that just comes so naturally to Jamie Dantzscher. Maybe she gets it from her parents. They seem pretty happy there. Val Condo's field certainly pleased with Jamie's 9.9. As we shift back over to bars where Utah is looking sketchy very early on in this competition, Stephanie Lim with a 9.6. Remember, Dominique de Oliveira had a 9.05 already.
Well, on her sole circle to the high bar, she caught directly underneath the bar. She did a great job of kipping right up. You can see right here on the dismount, a little bit close. Of course, 2 steps, which is 2/10.
Teams can only drop 1 low score, remember, so even if the Utes are flawless the rest of the way on bars, they're still going to have to count a 9.6, which puts an awful lot of pressure on Veronique LeClerc next up for Utah.
Starting with her release sequence, giant full, right into a Tkachev, nice form. Again, trying to hit all those handstands, very important. This is where it counts. Looking for a strong dismount. They need a stuck landing. Double layout. Oh. See, she came off the bar a little bit early and, of course, landed short, put her hands down. Take another look. Right here at her release point, you can see the angle she's letting go is very low. The more typical point of release is right there. And, of course, her momentum carries her away from the bar. Not enough rotation, and the hands touch down.
Missy Marlowe, the Utah legend and '88 Olympian, looking on from the stands, knowing that this first rotation for Utah has just been a disaster. 3 gymnasts, 3 huge mistakes. The Utes have basically shot themselves in the foot. Ashley Miles, considered one of the nation's most powerful gymnasts, getting set for vault, an event she's dominated her first 2 years on the college scene for Alabama. Miles successfully defending her vault title this year, Amanda.
Well, and the power carried over to the floor with this beautiful double layout where she moved up in the standings, becoming this year's co-champion on the floor.
My expectations definitely were high, and I think that, I mean, I had all the fans here, my teammates, you know, supporting me. I could hear them up there yelling, and, you know, I kind of went out there and just did my job, and, I mean, I had fun, and, I mean, that's what this is all about, and I'm so happy.
You watch the backside of this Yurchenko full, and you're about to understand what makes her so unbelievable.
Watch the height. off the horse. Beautiful. A little bit of a hop on the landing, but outstanding.
We need to get one of those clocks like they use when they measure the hang time for kickoffs in football, just to see how long she actually stays in the air. As Ashley Miles posts a 9-9 solid score for Alabama. And we join Bruin sophomore Kate Richardson in progress on floor.
Very nice front layout, front layout.
And Kate might get the award for original choreography here with this routine. A little bit of foreshadowing, I suppose.
A few people have asked Val what kind of animal she was trying to portray in this routine, and of course she said, I wasn't trying to portray an animal.
Now, what does that look like? She said people have called it the elephant walk, the monkey walk. She says choreography is an art. Everybody has their own interpretation. All I want to do is capture people's attention long enough to make an opinion. Mission accomplished, Val.
One tumbling pass to go. Whip, whip. Through to double pike. Very difficult last pass.
And Jamie Dantzscher ecstatic. Jamie, one of several seniors on the UCLA squad. And Jamie and Jeanette Antolin have kind of passed the torch along to Kate, who will be, without question, a team leader next year for UCLA and has even become one this year. And a 9.95 for Kate Richardson as we switch over to balance beam. And Lindsey Wing, Stanford getting off to a strong start on beam. Wing earlier this year made Stanford history, becoming the only gymnast ever to notch a perfect 10 2 times on one event.
She's a very solid competitor, has a lot of experience being on the national team.
She also just happens to be the only 4-time beam champion in the Pac-10.
Getting ready for a dismount. Round off double full. Perfect landing.
Stanford has accomplished so much this year, and the senior laden squad has said this is the year we really want to make our mark. Lindsey Wing very much a part of that. Back to floor, Jeanette Antolin for UCLA. And Krista Maloney might be the Bruins' comeback story of the year, but Antolin has done a complete 180, not only in the gym, but with her life.
Well, and it's really reflected in her performances this year. She's been solid all around, all year long.
Quite a different scenario from Jeanette's freshman year when she was kicked off the team for disciplinary reasons. Her sophomore year, Jeanette's teammates saw how much she'd revamped her priorities and petitioned Val Condo's field to let her back on the team.
Her last tumbling pass, beautiful double pike, solid landing. That's what's going to set UCLA apart from everybody else, those stuck landings.
And the final product for Jeanette Antolin, the All-American you see before you. Mom Nola giving her sign of approval. The senior from Huntington Beach, California, Jeanette Antolin, with a 9.9 on floor. So UCLA comes out smoking, recording 5 scores of 9.9 or better. Pac-10 rival Stanford in 3rd place, and the 3rd member of our team, Tracy Wolfson, is with Kristen Smith.
Kristen, most teams don't want to start on the beam, but your team is different. You love this event. How big was this for the confidence of your team going into the rest of the rotation?
It's huge. It's nice to have that one behind us. To hit 6 for 6 big beam sets is huge. And now we can go into the other events and relax a little bit.
Well, you come in, you beat UCLA in the Pac-10 championship, but obviously they are still the heavy favorite. What do you need to do to defeat them again and win that first national championship?
Everything. We got to land well. We have to hit 24 routines and a little magic.
A little magic never hurts, especially when the home team is favored. UCLA heads to vault, and the Georgia Gym Dogs storm floor when we return.